South Milwaukee and the 3 Racine teams down there, and we'll go through our scouting, we'll go through our preparation, and the way we've been playing lately with our 5-1 over the last 6 games, I think that we'll be ready, and I think we'll have a good showing in the tournaments.
Well, out of South Milwaukee, as we've always played them over the years, I expect an intense game with a lot of emotion on both sides. I suppose because as a result of the first contest where our guard Dan Schills did as well as he did, that we'll probably see some possibly either a box and one or a special zone defense, or maybe just a good man-to-man with 1 or 2 guys favoring Dan Schills. But it's going to be an intense game. The players are really going to be emotional on both sides. Obviously, we've got an awful lot more to lose in South Milwaukee, but we're playing here in this den of iniquity, Rocket Palace, and it's going to be a tough ball game for us. It really is. The guys are up. I have no excuses. I didn't have to say boo. We're playing SM. That's all I need to say.
Coach, you're 11-0 in conference, 12-1 overall. What's your outlook on the rest of the season and postseason tournament?
Well, I'll tell you, we haven't mathematically clinched any suburban championship. Certainly for my first year, that's my #1 goal. The players, they certainly want it. They want to go undefeated. No Cudahy team's ever done that before in a suburban. First things first, 1 game at a time. We can't win the suburban until we clinch it. And we only got a 3-game lead with 5 games to play. We feel this is an important, big game for us. I don't know if there's anyone left on our schedule. Certainly we play Shorewood and West Dallas Central, which are good teams, but they don't play with that emotional level and the intensity that South Milwaukee does. And it's going to take a team with emotion and intensity to beat us. That's why this is our big game of the remaining 5 that we've got.
And we'll be back with the opening tip-off right after this message on Viacom Cablevision 7B.
For years, you've been looking at country music like this. Now you can see it like this. It sounds great like this, but nothing compares to the experience of seeing country music. That's why we're bringing you an entire cable TV channel that's nothing but country entertainment. It's the Nashville Network. The Nashville Network has plenty of real country music, plus a whole lot more. There's country-style comedy. There's even a country-style game show. And country-style sports you won't see anywhere else. You'll enjoy interviews with the country stars of today and see rare old performances by the country greats of yesterday. Imagine, now you can see and hear the sound of country 7 days a week, morning, noon, and night. So now, when you listen to country music, you can see the whole picture. The Nashville Network, the cable channel for people who really love their country.
Welcome everybody to the South Milwaukee High School. As you can tell, big game between these two. The crowds are up. Everybody is set to go. The starting lineup have been announced. We'll get to those as the game progresses. The referees for tonight's game: Ned Briefer and Dave Wiedenhofer, Waukesha and Greenfield, respectively. Greenfield, the home of Viacom Cablevision. And we hope you enjoy our broadcast. Mark Sakowski along with color analyst John Fortunato. And here we go. We're set to get underway. South Milwaukee Rockets and the visiting Cudahy Packers. And the Cudahy Packers bring it out. Number 35, Cluck, took the tip from Buckner. And up top, the star of this ball club, number 15, Dan Schills. Jumper from the side is no good. Rebound goes off to South Milwaukee. And Brian Benger, one of their stars.
Mark, in the first contest back on the 9th of December when Cudahy won that game 77-71 at Cudahy's gym, South Milwaukee wanted to design their offense to get the ball inside to Finn, their big center. Here they tried. It was batted away, and it was the first turnover.
Picked off by Buckner, as John said, the first turnover of the game. 7:18 left in the first quarter here from South Milwaukee. Here you see Foydick up top.
Every player in this Cudahy offensive squad, the starting 5, is shooting over 50% from the floor.
Rebound goes off and in by Mark Henry. His first bucket of the ball game and the first 2 points of this game.
South Milwaukee's not going to attempt to rush and play a running gun type game. They're going to play a little bit slow and deliberate, try and get 3 to 5 passes setting around the perimeter before they get off a shot.
Good hustle by number 30. Mike Mishlewy saves the ball off of the Cudahy Packer player, and they'll take it out of bounds right underneath.
The Packers so far showing a man-to-man defense rather. That means that South Milwaukee will institute their motion offense. We've seen the last 2 times down the floor.
Ryan Fry went up for the shot. As he missed it, went after his rebound, and he's called for the foul, his first of the game.
Mark, this is Animal House. This is
we just came off the sophomore game, which you saw in the pregame. 61-59 overtime win for the Cudahy Packers. That didn't make any difference. This crowd is all set for this game, and it's a big one. Cudahy Packers on a 12-game winning streak. There you see Shills, a dipsy-doodle play. No good rebound. He goes off to number 42, Benger.
Shills is leading the squad, shooting 56% from the floor.
Stolen by Shills. He's got it. Wide open. But no foul called on the play.
Danny Shills been heavily recruited as a college prospect by 3 teams in the Big Ten, actually. Syracuse from the East, USC from the West. He's showing why he's a hell of a player in a suburban conference. Probably one of the best guards, if not the best.
Skyhook up by Fry and in, 4-2. John, that was a beautiful shot. Looked like Abdul-Jabbar on that. And Foydick brings it up for Cudahy. He's got the open lane.
Still, Mark, even with that turnover, the traveling call, I think South Milwaukee is giving Cudahy's guards too much room to dribble. They're not closing in, they're not converging on the man dribbling the basketball. He's dribbling, I mean, a heck of a ball handler, but still you got to be able to converge on it because they can spread their offense out. They got 50% shooters all around the starting 5.
Kalinowski up top at number 42, Bengard. Both football players jumper up by Kalinowski. No good rebound, goes off to Dean Buckner. Averaging 17 points a game, 12 rebounds. The leading rebounder for the Cudahy Packers. Shills over. Jumper goes off by number 35, Cluck. No good. Finn.
Beautiful shot. He tried to cut around baseline, dribbling with the left hand, switching it to right. It was cut off and still got off the shot and made it. Fine shot by Tony Finn.
And there was a foul called on number 30 for the South Milwaukee Rockets. Mike Mishleby, his first. Tony Finn averaging 20 points per game. He is their big gun. He and Bengard, watch out for those two. Finn and Buckner down low will be quite a matchup in this game. We've got an incoming ball player, Bill Briesemeister, number 40. I believe is their QB on football.
Mishleby sits down for South Milwaukee, Mark. Briesemeister for Mishleby.
Offensive foul called on number 35, Tom Cluck, as he tried to put it up. And we'll go back the other way with South Milwaukee. As I said, Briesemeister, starting quarterback for the South Milwaukee Rockets during the fall season, which we saw him a couple of times at Viacom 7B.
Mark, some gridiron players in the South Milwaukee. You have Jeff Dess, Kalinowski, Mishleby, Ben Gertberger, Onsager, Finn, and Briesemeister. Got the football team comprising most of the players.
Foydick. Good defensive play by Kalinowski, and South Milwaukee gets it back. And here comes Briesemeister. 6-4 and the home team on top. Shills from 15. Rebound goes off to Fry, and here come the Rockets. Finn puts it up. His 4th of the game. Cudahy will have to slow this down. It's getting out of control for them. As we said, they're on a 12-game win streak. The South Milwaukee Rockets lost their last game at Sherwood, but before that, won 5 in a row. So both these teams relatively hot. Cluck down low. Excuse me, Buckner. Buckner put that one in.
South Milwaukee showing a man-to-man defense. For 3 years, they played a 1-3-1 zone. They haven't showed it this year. I expect them to stay man-to-man.
Bengard hits 2, 10-6. 3:32 left in this game, this first quarter, I should say. I'm getting ahead of myself already if you've just joined us. Viacom 7B.
What South Milwaukee can't do is converge.
Buckner with the up and in.
What they can't do is key on one man. At least 4 shooters who are shooting over 50% from the floor open for some easy shots. That doesn't accomplish too much. You're just moving points from one player to another. They're not converging. They're playing smart defensively. But the guards may be getting, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, too much room to dribble.
Kalinowski is going to be called for traveling on the play. This crowd has been up since 6 o'clock tonight. Beginning of the sophomore game, they haven't quieted yet. We are in for a good one here. In conference, the Cudahy Packers are 11-0. South Milwaukee Rockets 5-5. But don't let that fool you. These two rivals, 57 years of basketball between them. Down low to Buckner. Foul will be called on the play. It is on Tony Finn, his first.
Finn tried to get it around Buckner as the ball was lobbed inside. Dean went up strong to the basket, tilted his body, went straight up with authority, which was nice, but Finn was caught out of position, had to reach over for the foul. He was out of position, and that's stopped Buckner from scoring the easy basket, committed his first personal foul.
Buckner averaging 17 a game with his 5th point.
South Milwaukee can't be psyched out psychologically with Dan Schills on the floor being the best player, probably, Mark, the best talent. Got to play him one. Can't get 2 or 3 guys on him when he gets the basketball. As I said, we've too many good shooters open for some easy baskets.
You could tell his immediate confidence when I talk about Schills. He takes the ball right to the hoop as soon as he gets a chance. Jeff Dess, a new ball player in for South Milwaukee, number 22, with the ball right now. Over to Kalinowski on the right side. Good defensive play, good fronting by number 53. Glenn Hazy was also new in the game for Cudahy.
Seeing a 2-3 zone, first time instituted by Cudahy.
Foul will be called on number 31, Brad Cretons. His first of the game. Got some substitutions coming in for South Milwaukee. Out goes Kalinowski and number 22, Jeff Dess, who just came in.
Mark, we expected, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the tempo to be fast and furious. Very high emotional ball game. Crowd getting involved. It's exactly what we got. And if that sophomore game was any indication of a type of ball game going down to the last seconds, Cudahy pulling it out with a squeaker. We'll have a heck of a ball game in our hands tonight.
Jumper from the side, no good. Put up by Mishlevy. But they say the ball went off of number 40, Bill Briesmeister. So Cudahy will take over. Number 31, Brad Cretons down low with number 22, Jeff Dess, who returned back into the ball game. Apparently not sitting down as we expected. Cretons. Rebound goes off to Briesmeister.
We haven't seen the squad that's shooting some 57% from the floor, Mark. They're missing their outside shots.
Bangert missed the shot. Ball went out of bounds. South Milwaukee will have it. Tied up at 10. Minute 42 left in the first quarter. Good hustle by Mr. Buckner down low. Try it one more time. Ryan Bangert gets it into Dess.
Mark, is this college basketball atmosphere or what? I feel like I'm in Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky or something.
You're watching Viacom 7B. We hope you're enjoying the game. South Milwaukee High School.
It's a typical high school, though. You have the South Milwaukee crowd on one side, the Cudahy fans yelling obscenities or what have you behind us, yelling back to the South Milwaukee fans in front of us.
Tony Finn! His 6th of the game. South Milwaukee up by 2. Here comes Schills.
Schills is the zone press breaker. They like to get him the basketball. He's the best ball handler on the squad.
Ozzie with a continuation, but they won't count it. He traveled down low.
Ozzie's one of the gridiron players on the Cudahy squad. He thought he was Franco Harris. Throwing the football to the basket. He's got to put it on the floor.
A little bullying over there. Kalinowski comes back in for Jeff Dess. Substitution for South Milwaukee. Kalinowski with the ball.
Coach Karnowski, Don Karnowski of South Milwaukee, they throw was tipped outside. I was just going to say he has to be pleased so far with only 47 seconds left in the first quarter with the performance of his team so far. They're not getting psyched out by a strong Cudahy basketball team here.
Cretins with a steal. He's up. Good defensive play by Kalinowski, but he'll be called for the foul. Cretins will go to the line, I do believe.
I like their patience on offense. They're deliberate. They're structured. They're setting up well, getting their patterns developed around the perimeter. They're setting up well.
I'd like to thank Ricardo's Pizza and Home State Bank for helping us bring you this ball game tonight. Ricardo's Pizza and Home State Bank. Brad Cretins at the line. Hits his first free throw and his first point of the game. We have a substitution coming in for South Milwaukee. Number 52, Tony Finn, goes out. Tim Onsager, number 50, comes back in. Finn leaves with 6 points and 1 foul. Just a little bit of a breather here before we close out the first quarter. Cretins hits it second. And head coach Cudahy told us that this team shoots free throws regardless and field goals like no other team he's ever had or that Cudahy has ever had. Mishlevy in some trouble. Bengert. Good follow-up by Bengert. Following up his shot, but he couldn't put it in. But that hustle paid off, and they'll take it out of bounds.
That first game back on December 9th, Bengert, they tried to get the ball inside to Finn, but Bengert was driving, trying to drive all night. I think that was a concern of Coach Cudahy to stop Bengert from driving down the lane and put that brick wall around the perimeter and stop the inside game of South Milwaukee.
Kalinowski misses. Hazy gets the rebound, goes up. Oh, Brad Cretins at the buzzer at the end of the first quarter puts it in from about 25. And that typifies this whole night so far. 14-12, the Cudahy Packers on top. At the end of the first quarter, we'll be back at Viacom 7B right after this.
Ricardo's Pizza serves chicken, shrimp, fish, sandwiches, and appetizers. Ricardo's Pizza serves a friendly, casual atmosphere. Ricardo's Pizza serves many hungry people. And oh yes, Ricardo's Pizza serves positively the tastiest pizza on earth. Open every day at 4 p.m. And if you can't stick around, Ricardo's also has carryouts. Call 421-1980. Ricardo's Pizza, conveniently located in beautiful downtown Greendale.
Home State Bank. For the kind of complete financial service you need in today's fast-paced society, Home State Bank, independent, locally owned and managed, is ready in a moment's notice to act in your best financial interest, providing the very latest in banking services. At Home State, you'll find a pleasant greeting and a sincere thank you, along with straightforward answers to all your banking questions. Friendly, relaxed, Home State Bank, a full-service bank working in the community for the community. Visit Home State Bank, South Milwaukee.
Getting set for the opening tip-off of the second quarter. 14-12, Cudahy on top.
Mark, markings of a good coach are reflected in his team's play and attitude. A good team warms up with intensity instead of just jiving around. And if you saw the opening of both these teams warming up, they were playing around, no jiving around, serious business.
Tip up and in. Tony Finn off the Bengert shot. They tied up at 14, John.
Players were loaded with enthusiasm and energy, set for this ball game. Both teams, well coached, had their heads in the game, mentally set, physically set. And that shows so far in the style of play in the course of the game.
Stolen by Bengert. His fourth point of the game. 16-14 South Milwaukee. Here come the Packers.
Beautiful pass by Shills inside to Buckner.
Tony Finn, number 52, commits his second foul. That one-on-one matchup between Buckner and Finn turning out to be exactly what we thought.
Shills broke the half-court press instituted by the Rockets defense. Driving down the lane, couple of Rockets conversion him, but Finn didn't go for it. Settled down because the ball was going to go to Buckner on the right baseline. He did get the ball with a fine pass to Dean, but Finn was there to cut up the baseline, got charged with a block, and that was his second personal foul.
Buckner misses his first. He has 6 in the game, averaging 17 overall this season per game. Misses his second, uncharacteristic of him and this team. And here come the Rockets. Bengard with the ball on the left side, back over to Kalinowski and back over to Bengard. His 10th of the game, 18-14, South Milwaukee on top. Shields with some sloppy ball handling.
Mark, that was a big matchup tonight. Finn versus Buckner. So far, I'd say Finn has the better of it offensively when he's going against Buckner defensively.
Bengard off the bank, no good. Rebound goes off to Buckner.
But Buckner has forced Finn to commit 2 fouls so far, and we've only played about 9 minutes of this basketball game.
Fluck, no good on the long one. He gets his rebound back. Almost traveled with the ball. Boydick. Buckner. Rebound goes off to Finn. Looked like he might have traveled there. No foul on the play. Kalinowski with the ball.
You know, South Milwaukee's defense is forcing him into low percentage shots, but can you call it low percentage shots when they're shooting so well from the floor all year?
Breyer with the rebound, no good. Rebound goes off to Mark Henry. Henry coming up behind Shills. The timeout call goes to Cudahy. Going to go down to the Cudahy huddle now and find out what Coach Cudahy has to say.
This side here, either side. Well, we seem to go to Buck's side first. That's when they play good defense, and then Buck clears out. What we got to do is go to Mark's side, right, and then catch Buck on that flash, okay? Or, if nothing else, automatically just go sit next to Buck. We got to look inside a little bit more, and now we got to watch. They're playing the reversal, okay? You know what I'm trying to say? They know that we always try and...
Don't telegraph.
Don't telegraph it. Take the good shots. We got to hustle a little bit more underneath when Finn is posted up. Everybody's got to help.
Guys on the perimeter, try to hold your dribble, and then if you get in trouble, don't dribble right away.
Don't give up the dribble.
Reverse, you got your dribble.
Good point. Hey, let's go. Intense game. We've been in before. Let's go. Together.
We heard Coach Cudahy telling his team to hustle it up just a bit more. Post Finn down low. John, I think we're going to try and work on Buckner just a bit more. Excuse me, I should say they're telling Buckner to watch Finn down low and trying to work him just a little bit more. Stop off. He's got 10 points in this first half so far. We're going to have to close that valve off.
He's killing him on those short hook shots. Once he gets the ball, he's ready to put the ball right up.
Shields with a long jumper.
That's why he's shooting 57%. He'll bomb from the outside. He gets the liberty to shoot from Coach Cudahy.
Number 4 for him. He's had a little bit sloppy in the ball handling so far, John. Doing some fancy things that maybe aren't quite necessary, and he's lost the ball a couple of times.
Second personal foul mark charge to Cudahy, number 11, Brian Boydick.
Almost missed everything. Brian Fry at the line for the South Milwaukee Rockets.
Let's go, Brian. Go back to basic. Bend the knees, pick out a spot on the cylinder. Good rotation on the ball. There it is.
Just as John says, and he hits his third of the game. 19-16, Rockets on top by 3. Boydick at midcourt stripe. Buckner down low. No good. And the ball will go to Cudahy. Referee Dave Wiedenhofer from Greenfield calling it out and taking it down low as soon as other referee Ned Preeford retrieves the ball on the sidelines right near the Cudahy cheerleaders. We see a good shot of both teams underneath the hoop. And a foul is called, I believe, number 52. Tony Finn, his third. That is a big foul. And he will go out. Number 50, Timon Sagu, who came in before.
Coach Cudahy told Mark and I before the game he has practiced almost every sort. He really didn't know what to expect from South Milwaukee tonight. He practiced all possible defensive combinations. Man-to-man, separate zones, box and one, triangle two, you name it. But South Milwaukee coming out with a man-to-man, as we have seen so far during the course of the game. And he's trying to adjust to it right now.
Mark Henry averaging 7 points a game. Misses his second free throw. He has 3 in this game. Bengard up top for the Rockets.
South Milwaukee's certainly not playing like a team that is only at the 500 level at 5-5 in their conference.
Ball goes up from nowhere by number 40, Griesemeister. Misses everything. Cudahy back down with it. Here comes Shills. Fancy ball handler. Good ball handler. He can do it all. Bingo from the left side. Mark Henry. 5th point of the game.
Beautiful pass. Beautiful pass.
He is the quarterback, Mr. Shills is. Kalinowski. Shills with the ball. Oh, my! Oh, Buckner! No good. A whistle was called. Might have been called for the technical for pulling on the rim, but no call, I don't believe.
You know, the way Shills, Danny Shills, number 15, Mark, the way he dribbles behind his back, through his legs, up in the air, over his shoulder. Looks like he has a string attached to the basketball.
John, do you find that necessary at all times like that? As I mentioned before, it seems like it gets just a bit out of control.
Sometimes, but I think most of the time, I think more times, Mark, during this game, there are 1 or 2 guys within the vicinity of him to converge on him to get away. He needs some fancy, instead of stopping, having 2 guys jump in his face and then try and get a bounce pass off, which will probably be a turnover. Here, a couple of times we saw it. He put it between his back, made the defense shift over to the left side, no, to the right side, rather, and the whole left side was open for a beautiful pass and an easy basket. That's a smart player. He saw the defense whole side converge on him, dumped it off for the easy 2.
There you see a big portion of this crowd. One side, right where we are, in front of us and behind us. Lots of people here at South Milwaukee tonight to see this one. Big rivalry. As head coach Kuyava, I believe, told us, keep saying Kuyava, yes, we must get that straight. He told us this is such a rival that if they win, Laddish Industries in Cudahy will blow white smoke. If they lose, black smoke will be seen in the air.
It's like the selection of the Pope.
Yes, so you can imagine the intensity on the 2 benches.
Maybe the Pope's from Cudahy. I don't
Well, he could speak everything. He probably speak Cudahy too.
You know, we didn't mention Coach Kuyava. This is his first year, Mark, as head coach of Cudahy. Coach last year, Pete Hasmer, is now a principal at Alcorn High School in Alcorn, Wisconsin. Took that job. He's a PhD in education. He coached some number of years here at Cudahy. Kuyava, he's been a teacher for 17 years. He coached 8 years as a varsity assistant to Mr. Hasmer from 1972 to 1980. And he took some 3 years off and is back into coaching, doing a hell of a job.
Boyd gets his first of the game. 2019. Cudahy on top. Bengard. No good by Fry. Rebound goes off to number 23, Mark Henry. Cudahy down low. Buckner slows it up wisely. Henry puts it up, misses. Onsager with the rebound, and here comes Bengard.
2-3 defense set up by Cudahy, shifting where the ball is thrown on either side of the perimeter.
Up and in. South Milwaukee. And that big reserve, Tim Onsager, hits his first of the game. Chance for a 3-point play. Filling in nicely for Tony Finn, who's sitting down with 3 fouls, but 10 points. That last foul hurt them, that's for sure. 21-20. South Milwaukee on top. 3:38 left in this first half. Onsager puts it up for his third of the game. 22-20. Here comes the quarterback, Dan Shills. Look for some fancy ball handling here.
South Milwaukee showed a half-court press, decided to back up. One Shills got his hands on the basketball.
Cluck trying a little Shillsism behind the back. Shills with a jumper from 15. And he hits it. Shills is only a junior. Bengert beats his man, passes off, good pass and up and in. Mike Mashlevi, his first 2 of the game, 24-22. Good hustle by Bengert. Saw him flying out of your picture. Shills coming back up for Cudahy. Charging by that big 6-man, Brad Cretans.
You know, I don't think that was a smart play by Cretans. He got a fine pass from Shills, but he saw the defensive man had position. Right away, it was established when he was going baseline. He decided to barrel him over, and obviously it was going to be a charge. The defensive man was there right in his path. He should have stopped and tried to put up a full-away jumper.
His second foul of the game. Fry puts it up and misses. Ball wanders off to Tom Cluck, averaging 10.2 a game this season. Here comes Mr. Shills, averaging 20 a game. Jumper from the left side, no good by Cluck. Almost thrown away. Kalinowski saves it for the Rockets. Saw the face of Bengert. Almost have a heart attack. We've got a timeout. We'll go down to the Cudahy bench once again, find out what Coach Cudahy has to say to his ball club.
Why aren't you? I said, oh, here Dan goes. Here. I didn't ever tell you not to try.
No, I know, but...
Okay, we're going... We're going... Okay? You don't want to make it obvious, but you've got the center, right? Just go down there and set up like we're in a boxing, okay? Hey, when we're in the zone, right, pick up the guy that's in your area, right, and the 2 guys come out and play our tough, aggressive man and shut him down. Man to man. Man-to-man, tough. Hey, listen, open up that 14 or 1 offense, and if that lane is open, drive, then you guys converge underneath. The roughs are behind the back, because as soon as you do it, they got a guard coming over. Hey, let's go. Let's get a couple buckets, get back. Ready? Good.
With aggressive man-to-man by these Cudahy Panthers, Coach Cudahy getting his team straightened away as well as Karnowski.
Mark, looking at 3 polls in this Wisconsin area. 1 poll has Cudahy 11th, 1 poll has them 9th. The Milwaukee Sentinel area poll has them 5th. So take your choice. Where are they in the state? Sentinel says 5.
A lot of prominence in this state. These 2 teams with some good history behind them. This season, no exception.
There are some coaches from area high schools scouting this game for these opponents being possible postseason play.
26-22, minute 54, Rockets on top. Shills with that fancy ball handling loses control. As we pointed out earlier, sometimes unnecessary. Cretans up the right side, foul is going to be called on Kalinowski, his second of the game.
What happened there with Danny Shills, he took his eye, dribbled off the basketball, worried where the defensive man was, just dribbled it off his foot. But you have to be aware where that defensive man is. Is he squared off on you, well, then you can do your fancy move. If he's squared off, then you got to make sure the ball's tucked in close to you.
Forkboard finally picked up by Bengert. Throws a blind pass. On target call for traveling. No, you're absolutely right, John. Dan Shills is an excellent ball handler, though. And here he comes. You see 26-22 if you've just joined us. Just over a minute left. Here come the Rockets. Kalinowski. Beautiful shot with the left hand.
That was awesome. 2 defensive players converging on 2 players much taller than he was, able to swoop it up off the window.
Shills with the left hand. It counts. He'll go for the 3-point play. That is his 8th of the game.
That was such a smart play. The defensive man had fouled him before while he was going up. Still had the motion to go up in the air, lay it off the window. Fine play by Danny Shills.
Bill Briesemeister coming in for Mike Mashlevi. A beautiful move on both sides. First by Kalinowski, then by Dan Shills. 28-24, Shills misses. Just about a minute left in this first half. We're here at South Milwaukee High School. Hope you're enjoying the game. Kalinowski. Foul called to number 40, Bill Briesemeister. His first.